We are finally ready. The crowd is excited. You can hear them all. The players are ready, rolling the dice to see who is going to go first. And it looks like Willie is going to be doing just that.
It can be a big advantage, of course, as mentioned. Going first, all you need is a couple starter, and ooh, I do see some going second cars, possibly for Willie, but let's take it a moment. Hornet drones coming down.
Yeah, will we see the Julien special of the first turn? Holly Sue, let's find out. He's been doing it. It was how he was able to advance through his top 8 match. So will he do it again to pass through the top 4? And he's going to allow at least this Kagari to resolve.
Yep, Hornet Drones is going to be activated again to get another Sky Striker Ace token onto the field. This is a pretty solid start here for the Yummy strategy for Willie.
We have seen sometimes player just try to play around Nibiru all the way back in round 1 with Ruben. Let's see if Willie will do the same. It seems like he will try. And as you can see, keeping that token that cannot be tributed has been a key consistent part of the gameplay from the Yummy players.
Yep.
Yeah, very heads up from Willie here, because you've got to have a monster in your graveyard there to protect your Cupsy Way so it can tag out in case of any interruptions.
Yep, and Cupsy Yummy Way is going to add 2 Yummy cards from the deck to the hand. We're going to be adding Cookie Yummy and Cupsy Yummy, and then he's going to send an evenly matched from the hand of the graveyard.
Wow, evenly matched a card we have not seen all weekend. Actually now reveals to be in the main deck from Willie. Definitely an interesting choice there.
Now we're going to see a Link summon. It's going to send that Cupsy Yummy Way to the graveyard to summon Yummy Snatchy.
Does not activate the effect, it seems, and yeah, does not activate Snatchy, revealing possibly a field spell in the end, and now moves on to that add of Yummy Surprise.
Yeah, it's got surprise in the name, but I don't think it's a surprise this weekend. It's been one of the most powerful cards that the Yummy players have been using. Such a versatile card, and we've been seeing all of these field-breaking effects. We've been seeing Dark Rulers, Book of Eclipse, and Droplets, all of these cards and more. And Yummy Surprise is such a powerful card. You can search it, and then if all of your cards get negated, you just bring back one more Yummy and start the train again.
Indeed, that is the case, and now we might see again some action from this player. We have seen, you know, different ways of going around it between the Marcher and the Star Ham, going into that famous Herald of the Arc Light to shut up some plays. Will that be the case?
I think Willie has preferred the Star Ham here this weekend when we've seen him play, but that Lollipop Yummy Way brought back the Cupsy Yummy Way and one of the other Yummy monsters. Now we're going to see another Synchro Summon.
Yeah, I mean, for Willie, I guess if you're running all of these going first cards, you might as well discard one to the Star Ham, but in this case, no. Here comes the Marcher.
Yep. Bringing back the Cupsy Yummy Way. Now that token and the Martial Metal Marcher is going to be sent to the graveyard to Synchro Summon Herald of the Arc Light.
Exactly. Like there was the point to use that Nibiru Primal Being if it wasn't quite the case, but might as well play it safe. And I think we have now activated the effect. I guess we didn't really need to use the Minion, and we might just go for the Kruki, and that is the play. Setting it up turn 1 already for Willie.
Yeah,
solid start. All right, now Cookie Yummy being special summoned from the hand to the field.
Yeah, here we're seeing this field. It looks so innocent, but inside all of these Yummy monsters are more and more and more interruptions.
And it seems like this is about to be the end of the turn from Willie, shuffling up his deck and giving it for a cut to Julien, who is gonna be allowed to play his first cards of the duel in just a moment. But yeah, this field, I totally agree with you, Tom. Might look innocent, but so many interactions hiding in that graveyard. And that's a pass. Oof, and that's a... Let's see what he can pick up. Obviously needs some help. Razen is always a great way to start things off here for the Vanquish old deck, but how can we break this field?
I've not seen Julien start with anything except Holly Sue, so
yeah,
let's see. Enough. But we do know, of course, he's running an awful lot of canines to help him extend into fields like this. So let's see whether that will be the case today. And it is. Here comes Jokal revealing a Jokal. But is this going to survive? Because in the graveyard, on the field, we have a Yummy Synchro, and we also have an Akroki. So maybe we just summon back a Cookie, and that seems to be the play here.
Yeah,
but immediately return that Yummy Synchro to summon back 2 Yummy monsters. It's going to be Cupsy and Snatchy.
I believe we do not have a Cookie yet in the graveyard, so we'll have to set it up later on. But yeah, we can get a draw here or a search. We have seen Willie prioritizing a search. Will that be the case again? It is.
And he's probably going to look to just summon something like Cookie Way to put these 2 K9 monsters face down, potentially. He has a lot of different options he could go through about this.
Yeah, I mean, in a deck like Willie's, where he's running those cards like evenly matched, maybe he's just, he says, I'd probably rather have a Yummy card than another evenly matched.
And there is the Cookie Yummy Way on summon wheel to put those Jokels face down and render them useless.
Interested there in the choice of not using the Cookie as material for the Synchro Summon. Would have liked maybe to set up that additional interruption in the graveyard, but for now we're gonna set both face down. And is there even anything else that Julien can do here?
Yeah, this is so tough. When you're playing the Vanquish Soul deck, it often feels very feast or famine. When you have 5 cards in hand, every card seems to generate you more advantage. But then when you get down to 3 or 4, then all of a sudden, every card you lose from the hand feels so devastating. It gets that much harder to use an effect.
Things are looking really good here in game 1 for Willie. He's going to do another effect of the Synchro to bring back 2 monsters. It's going to be Lollipo and Yummy Snatchy. Now the Dr. Madlove is going to resolve adding a Vanquish Soul spell or trap from the deck to hand. It's going to be Vanquish Soul Start.
And this is what I was talking about. If that Cookie would have been used instead of the Cupsy, we could have just brought it back here and tried to destroy the Madlove with it. But instead, we're going to have to think about our plays next if we are Willie.
Still Synchro for maybe a Cupsy Yummy Way and then use the field spell to destroy the Madlove?
Apparently not.
Yeah, there's so many options, but maybe we're just prioritizing destroying the field spell rather than the monster.
Yeah,
I could see that being the case.
And indeed, we just now sent to the graveyard this Cookie, which can be brought back moments afterwards. And that Cookie getting rid of the field spell, as mentioned by Tom. Gonna shut down any search of that Vanquish Soul Start. And we are getting so many monsters back with the Lollipo Way.
This field getting absolutely picked apart, 1 card at a time. Those Jokels, 2 cards from the hand gone. The Madlove already used its effect, just 3 cards remaining in hand for Julien. Plus there's Madlove on the field that's already used its effect.
Now we move on to the battle phase, trying to attack over the Herald, but we are not gonna allow that to be quite the case.
Here comes the Ham.
The Star Ham.
Yeah.
I love the card a lot. It looks awesome. It's even stronger. He's going to be able to discard that card to bring back a monster and then take down that Dr. Madlove.
And that does resolve as we are in the battle phase. We got rid of it. We can't just go for a second Herald of the Arc Light. Usually Willie has been on the other side of these kind of duels when we has been on stream. First time he's convincingly ahead and he's looking like he has got this one duel in his bag.
Yeah, it's so tough now for Julien, and he's chosen to throw in the flag. Here we are. That is game 1 for Willie.
What a win! What a win indeed.
All right, here we are, game 2. Julien will be going first. Yeah. Is he going to stake his soul?
Let's take a look at this. And from Julien needs some setup.
Oh, and I'm looking on the right for Willie's hand. It looks fantastic. So let's see what Julien has to offer.
And we start things off with that K9 engine, a case for K9. Allowing to add, for example, the Jokul, sometimes great starter for the deck.
Oh, but was that an Azuna he was hovering over? He's already got a Jokul. Why not get an Azuna?
And no interaction, no drawn and locked bird. Great news, I guess. And now we might see the Jokul with the Izuna to back it up. We'll set up maybe the Lupus, and then we can add, if he's playing it, a Lantern or just additional cards. Let's take a look at this. Yep.
The Izuna sends the Lupus to the graveyard. The Jokul's going to add Lantern, more than likely.
if we are playing it. We are playing it indeed, so we do get the Lantern, which means this is the full, you know, K9 field.
Yeah, and here we go. It's K9 time. Lantern in the hand, Ripper about to hit the field. Julien probably knows by now the kind of deck that Willie is on and probably knows that he's unlikely to be interrupted by any monster effects, but still gotta make this a Ripper because it does more than just negate monster effects. It also searches you a K9 monster and can be ranked up.
And look at that niche decision. Julien summoning the Ripper in defense position. Must have been paying attention to that match that we have talked about with those lightning storms playing around that card. Smart decision.
Yeah, we talked about that. Those might come into play later on if players get to see kind of the tech choices from the feature matches. It might affect their plays later on in the tournament. And now Lantern is going to bring back the Lupus.
Yep, and this is big. We could go and access that force release if it's still in the deck, and then, you know, go into yet another Xyz. We have seen some interesting options. Of course, one of the most premium one being that Valon, and might be the case.
Yeah, Lupus, even if you cannot use the effect, summon itself from the graveyard, still going to offer a little bit extra targeting protection. No infinite impermanences can be used on this Nash Knight, for example, while you have...
Well, we do have the Razen to back up the engine, but a Song of the Dominators from Willie.
He's going to try and negate that effect.
It's gonna resolve.
But is that a Vanquish Soul start? Yes, it is. He's going to carry on his engine.
And a Vanquish Soul start. You can hear the crowd supporting Julien. Definitely want to try and get this to game 3, and we do access the Ollie Sue for the first time in this match yet.
Yep, a Link summon is going to be performed for the Rock of the Vanquisher, then the Rock of the Vanquisher effect is going to add back that rosin to Julien's hand. And now here is the Holly Sue.
Holly Sue gonna let you access any card when you have a Fire and a Dark, which we do.
We do have Fire and Dark indeed. Also, if I'm not mistaken, we added another copy of a case for K9 instead of the first release. That's an interesting one. Maybe already in the end, maybe not in the deck at all. So,
and there is a possibility to rank up this Nash Knight and pop the case for K9, which would then allow you to set the forced release, a slightly more extensive interaction. And we're going to get this Jokel now. Going to be able to search once again 2 fires. More than happy to show this Ash Blossom if it means he gets another card to his hand.
We do have the 2 fires indeed, and we have just revealed, as you have mentioned, another interruption. This is looking incredible, but now I'm thinking back to that evenly match that we saw in game 1. If that is in the end, oh boy.
Yeah, here it comes. We could also just use Caesar maybe to destroy this case for K9, unless we want to make any more rank 5s.
All right, looks like he might be deciding to upgrade the Nash Knight now. Attaches a Chaos Monster to go into the Chaos Nash Knight.
Yeah, thinking about what to detach. Yeah, rightfully so. It's the Nash Knight itself. And here we are setting up extremely well with now this number C104.
Yeah, and the Masquerade, as mentioned, when summoned gets to pop something. So we pop the case for K9, allowing you to activate the effect to set the forced release. So Julien going to have that extra case for K9 in hand for next turn if the game gets a little bit more grindy, and he needs it. But he's also got that all-important 2 Vanquish Soul monsters in play as well.
And as you can see, just reveals the entire end and keeps everything, because this allows you to set the Snow Devil in the end phase with the Vanquish Soul start. What a setup. Julien has made the amazing opener. Can Willie fight back?
Yeah, there's so much here for Julien, but as you were talking about, Marcello, does anything here negate an evenly matched? I don't think so. Evenly matched, a real blast from the past. I've not seen anyone play it, so can Willie find a copy?
It would be key. We know it's in the deck as we saw in game number 1. He has plenty of going second cards. Just going to have to see how he's going to navigate this. He's
And
going to
there
start
is
with
the
Lightning
Lightning Storm. Not quite everything is in defense, but you can still clear those face-down cards.
Yeah, getting rid of that field spell can sometimes be super important. Going to force out as well the Snow Devil here. Not going to have the effect to wipe the field, presumably because Julien doesn't have any cards that he wants to destroy.
But he'll also be able to use the Snow Devil here just to have that protection effect.
Dealing some damage, and at the same time, as you can see, upgrading to this K9X Werewolf, which is gonna be able later on to take a look at the opponent's end and banish a card from it.
Yeah, quite a tough one to play around if you're Willy and you want to keep cards in hand for cards like Droplet, or you don't want to have too many cards on the field in case of an evenly matched.
I mean, that if he drew Forbidden Droplet, that's an absolutely huge draw.
Let's see.
There's
now
still plenty of interaction with the Werewolf, the Umbral Horror, the Holly Sue, the Valius in hand.
Absolutely. It's a big moment here from Willy. Can he pull this off? He knows there is the Ash Blossom in hand as well, which doesn't make things easy. This might just be too much to fight from, and a normal summon of that Pookie, it seems.
One small little Cookie Yummy versus quite scary field is going to be linked away to Link Summon Yummy Snatchy.
Yeah, and Julien just waiting patiently for Willy to maybe activate a card, but I'm not sure that he has activated a card yet.
And I believe, yeah, now he has activated the effect of Snatchy, to which we are responding with then the Forbidden Droplet.
This is huge.
But Forbidden Droplet for only one card. Maybe he's going to have to do the Werewolf. Oh, but maybe you can take control of the Masquerade with the talents.
Let's see, let's see. Right now, we are gonna negate that C104 at resolution.
Now, the next play, what is it going to be from Willy? Kind of shaking his head, just sets a card face down.
And I think that might be a bait, actually. Is it? Like, we're going to find out because we are forced to use this Caesar, right? Here, but no, we use it right away to destroy the field.
Destroy
and
the
it's a set talent.
And yeah, Willy's just going to concede.
That's it. Julien takes game 2 back.
All right, the players are drawing their opening hands here.
Oh, there it is.
Let's take a look if we do have some action going on from Willy.
It's going to be a normal summon of Cupsy Yummy.
Best normal summon by far in the deck, usually going for that surprise, and that is going to be the case once more. But we do have the Fuvalos from Julien.
Julien will draw a card. Yummy Snatchy is going to activate the effect to place a field spell onto the field.
Yeah, Willy just not perturbed. He is happy to carry on searching a field spell, getting a revive, because he's already started with that Cupsy. That means he needs to do a little bit less. Julien is hovering over his hand. Can he do it again?
And there is the Holly Sue.
That's huge. Willy's going to chain Yummy Surprise.
Makes a lot of sense. You want to set up those possible synchro plays right away before your opponent is gonna possibly take control of that Snatchy. And for now, he's not gonna do anything else. So Willy going for that Cupsy Yummy way, giving another draw for the Fuvalos, and then trying to search his deck.
Does Julien have an Ash Blossom?
Yeah, so threatening here from Julien. Summoning that Holly Sue at any moment could be used to summon something from the deck or steal a monster from Willy.
Not gonna be quite prompted response. We are gonna add both of the other names and then we are gonna discard a card from hand.
He's got such a good-looking hand right now. It's going to be a difficult decision what to discard.
And in the end, it's gonna be a Dominus Purge discarded, which can already speak volumes of the quality of cards. And at the same time, if we can assume that maybe there is a second copy of a Dominus card, that is an interesting decision. You now have a trap card in your graveyard, so all of the other Dominus or the Song of the Dominators have an additional effect.
Gonna put another copy of Foolos into the deck for Julien, forcing it back. Maybe another bad draw. Makes sense. If the Holy Suit wasn't already on the field, then Foolos would be a fantastic draw. But once you've got a card on the field, it's likely that you're not going to be able to activate Foolos for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's a good note that Milcharming Foolos, even on your own turn, Yummy X synchros so much during the opponent's turn, it can actually be quite useful.
That indeed is the case, but it's always a tough decision. This is one of those decks that can continue under Foolos, but it seems like right now we are only putting 2 cards face down and trying to exit the main phase. Gonna take a look at the graveyard. There is only Capsi at the moment in terms of effect monsters. And I think that might be...
I think he's doing this in the end phase.
Yeah.
You can use the Holy Suit in any phase you like. It's just the summon
and it's
that has to be done in the main
Fire
phase.
and Dark from the Holy Suit.
What a start. This is exactly the start you need when you are going second in the semi-finals of the World Championships.
Absolutely, and no response at all from Willy. Not gonna use its Capsi Yummy Way yet. Ooh, and that's gonna be an interesting one. Actually going for the Geolong. Means we have a lot of Fire Monster in the end, most likely. And there it's gonna be the Razen already there. But
Dominus Purge is going to take it down, negate the effect, and destroy it since he discarded that first copy of Dominus Purge on turn 1.
Yeah, as mentioned, there might have been a bit of a read given that Willy discarded the first copy. But, yeah.
Yeah, he's already had to give it up now, so there's probably no more copies in hand. Also used the Yummy Surprise already, so Julien very, very happy here. No surprise that he knows about 2 Dominus Purge already in the graveyard. And oh, do you see that trap card as well?
Oof, we might have another surprise in store, but we draw back and now it's Julien's turn. He has to navigate through this Capsi Yummy Way and he starts things off with the Olisu.
Let's see what attributes he is revealing. It's looking like a Fire and a Dark. Now Willy's going to chain the effect of his Yummy Synchro to return to the extra deck to spell summon back 2 Yummy monsters, and then another chain infinite permanence on the Holly Sue. Does Julien have one of the bigger monsters to return to the hand and dodge this? Something like Heavy Borger or Caesar Valius? He doesn't.
Not quite, so we get to special summon back this Capsi and Snatchy. We can access a Crookie plus a draw or a search. Up until now, Willy has always prioritized getting the second surprise. Will it be the case once more?
I feel like he went Chainlink 1 Snatchy, so I assume he's going to be searching with Cupsy.
Yep.
But he could just want to protect the effect from something being chain blocked into it, potentially.
And I do believe that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Once more, we go and search that surprise, maybe.
Yep, indeed. It is what he's going to add as Yummy Surprise. The field spell will be replaced.
And there goes the Croaky. He has done this plenty of times. This means that at the very least we can access another Synchro and have destroy 1 card with the field spell.
Yeah, Tom was talking about how innocent these fields look from Yummy, but they actually pack a punch and have a lot of layered interaction and disruption.
Yeah, for example, that Joker we saw in game 1, just both of them get immediately set face downs, and you really don't want that to happen again because it's such a big investment of cards in hand. But when you've started the duel with a Foolos, maybe you're willing to give away a few more cards.
Julien doesn't waste any time, goes immediately into the rock, recovering that Zhao Long, and might be moving on to normal summoning that Razen that has been revealed during the end phase. And there it is, so normal summon Razen, and it's Solemn Judgment.
Half the life points being paid, but this could stop Julien from summoning any more Vanquished Soul monsters for the turn. Rock of the Vanquisher works with the Vanquished Soul monsters, but is not a Vanquished Soul monster.
That's big. I mean, there was an option earlier on in the turn to just special summon the Jialong that was revealed before, but Julien decided to keep it, and let's see if he has a way to push through this. Must also keep in mind that there is a zone for the Infinite Impermanence. We have already seen that today.
Yeah, let's hope for Julien's sake that he puts it in the right zone. I think not under the rock of the Vanquisher.
It's very close to it.
Okay. Playing with fire, but not quite. And it's gonna be, again, the Stake Your Soul revealing a fire monster, to which Willy will respond with the Snatchy.
This is huge here because he's going to be able to destroy the monster that the Stake Your Soul comes out with thanks to that field spell.
Yeah, Stake Your Soul got to imagine is going to summon Razen. He just tried it and it was negated, so why not have another go?
Yummy plays pretty well into the K9 cards, as y'all mentioned earlier, not having to use any of those monster effects in the hand or a graveyard, so it doesn't turn those K9 effects online. But
and
now on a new chain,
we can use the Razen, to which we are going to respond with the search from Kapsi Yamiway and an attempted distraction from Akruki.
So it's going to destroy it.
And it does resolve. That's big.
And now the Kapsi Yummy Way is going to resolve, adding 2 Yummy cards, and then Willy will have to send 1 card to the graveyard.
And most importantly, we set up the cookie that was not in the graveyard. As you can see, immediately Willy recognizing that. So now we have yet another interruption in the form of both the cookie in the graveyard and the cookie way in the extra deck.
And it looks like Julien is hovering over a Holly suit. He's used the effect last turn to summon it. He's used the effect this turn to summon a monster from the deck, so he can still summon it again from his hand this turn. These Vanquished Soul monsters just keep coming.
Yes, but this is starting to be tough for Julien, because as you can see, wow, actually get to reveal quite a few cards, I guess just in sportsmanship for what have been revealed previous on in the turn. And that Jokul is big.
I like the idea of just summoning a Jialong now and just say, I just revealed 3 cards to you.
Yeah.
I could summon it now.
All right, so he's going to use the Rock of the Vanquisher to summon Typhon.
Wow.
And Typhon's going to attack over the Kapsi Yummy Way.
That's an interesting option, but that is all due to that one face-down card, possibly setting up 1. We thought he would try to move with his play, but I guess with that recovered Olisu, he doesn't have to do it this turn. He can just play it slow, get rid of the Synchro monster, and just call it a day.
Yeah, that is quite the play here, taking me by surprise for sure when you've still got so many more pushes, but instead...
But now there is a trap card,
there
and
can
be only one.
But he's going to immediately link away the Kapsi Yummy into Relinquish Anima.
And here you can see Julien thinking about it. He knows...
just needs a Synchro summon.
Yeah, but he can use the Olisu. If you can out that Anima, I think this might almost be the game, because that card is so good against Yummy.
Yeah, we have used the Dominance Purge from the hand, though. So how are we going to resolve an SP?
You're completely right, Tom.
I don't see the out once you.
Did he use it from the hand?
Yeah, he did.
He didn't
set it. He didn't set it, actually.
Because it was used during his own turn, so there's no way it could have been used.
True.
How do you ever out this?
And Holly Sue's effect's going to be activated to special summon from the hand.
Will Julien even let him get this far, though, to even try and get to an SP? I don't think so.
The fire and the dark being revealed again for Holly Sue.
And WILFREDO with that clutch top deck.
The one copy of There Can Be Only One. Sighted in while he knew he was going second because he knows how powerful it can be even if you aren't going first.
Yeah, the crowd is buzzing with this. I don't really see how Willie gets out of this. The Yummy deck, so powerful, so consistent, but when you only have one line of attack, it makes you vulnerable to these traps. This was the card that started the Vanquish Soul strategy. You know, the first time it came out before the Holly Sue, they all have different types, so everyone was main decking 3 copies of this card, but now, of course, you are down to just the 1 copy, and it's used to winning games in a lot more of an honest way, I would say, nowadays.
The collector version from the same set that Vanquish Soul was released in, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, as you have mentioned, sometimes you see this area of plays, but great recognition by Julien in just saying, I don't need to do any flashy line. Gets rid of the anima. How can we even out this at this point? Wow.
What can Willie do?
An upfield battle, never count Willie out, but in this spot, it seems like Julien really is trying to find these weak points.
There can be only one world champion here this weekend, and Julien is hoping it's going to be him. Reveals double fire for Xiaolong, so he's going to be able to add another card from the deck to the hand.
And that just works perfectly, because as you can see, we can get that heavy Borg. Wow.
Just incredible.
Really, really incredible effort, going first, going through his plays. Obviously heavy to deal with that Fuvalos, but still ending up with a strong field. Julien just finding those outs, and look at how the tables have turned.
How the turns have tabled.
What is there to do?
Heavy Borger effect being activated. I want to know what Willie's going to do. I mean, it seems like Julien's just kind of playing a solo mode game right now.
Indeed, we can just reveal that Joke will try to get yet another fresh throw off the top.
I just don't see anything in Willie's hand that's going to help, but
I guess, yeah, we are just gonna be recycling some resources here, but what is the play?
Is there a way to synchro summon without having a beast? I just don't see it, yeah. He's not running Effect Veiler.
I mean, his own Typhon, I guess, just to try and keep things interesting, but it doesn't seem like that gets him anywhere, if he's even playing the card in the first place. So
it's going to be a normal summon of Cookie Yummy. It's going to be Willie's first action to fight back. And then just set 2 cards face down.
Sets.
The writing is on the wall here. I think both these players know where we are going.
Not looking promising, and it's a pass back to Julien, who is now free to do whatever he wants, starting things off by drawing some cards, and you can see Willie shaking his head. He has no reason to pick up his cards. He has been in a similar spot before, right in the finals of the NAWCQ, where everyone thought that he had lost that game 3, but I don't think Julien wants to give him that ticket to the finals. I'm sure we both know, looking at each other, as you can see, they are sharing some few words.
Add the copy of Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove that's immediately going to be summoned. Oh, but it's the same type as Typhon. Can't do that just yet.
And for Julien is just growing and growing.
Willie's at 3,900. He has a lot of damage on the field already.
And he's just going to go to battle phase.